Alright, Shalom, Israel, Shalom, Shalom. Just hey, first and foremost, always I want to give all praise to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah. Hey, this video going into people. Christians love to say the image of Christ don't matter once you show them in the Bible how it really look. First off, you show them in the Bible, right? How he really look in Revelation 1:14 and 1:15. He described as a so-called black man, with white woolly hair, with red eyes, with skin like bronze, as it burnt in the furnace. When you show them that, they can't deny that he a so-called Negro, so they hit you with that color doesn't matter. They love saying that color doesn't matter. It don't matter what he look like, but it does matter what he look like, because if it didn't matter how he look, why change the image to a so-called white man with blonde hair with blue eyes? Why change the image? If it didn't matter how he looked, why would you change the image to your image if it didn't matter how he looked? Deceiving the whole world, thinking that he a so-called white man, but why not tell the world how he really looks if it don't matter? Because they trying to keep us asleep. They don't want us to know that. They don't want us to know that the greatest man that ever walked the earth looked like us. They don't want us to know that. So it does matter, cause if Christ had woolly hair with skin like bronze, then how does his people look? You feel what I'm saying? That come with being superior, cause that people look at us superior because of Christ. But they changed it up. They changed the image and made him a so-called white man. So our people looking at so-called white people like they superior, right? Like they gods of the earth. So with that image comes power. We talking about the greatest man that ever walked the earth. We're not talking about LeBron James. You know what I'm saying? We're not talking about Michael Jordan. We're not talking about these people. We're talking about the greatest man that ever walked the earth. I'm talking about he didn't sin. We're talking about the greatest man ever walked the earth. So when you see that man, he gotta have a people. He gotta have a people. He gotta come from a people. So when you see that white image, and he's talking about this for the people that that is not in the knowledge, that don't know nothing. So they look at that image, they automatically thinking that, oh, Jesus is white, so that means his people have to be white. So that image comes with power. So that's why we be like, color. The image of Christ does matter, and that's why we get upset that the image was changed, cause that got our people not think. If our people, how much confidence that'll give our people if they knew that Christ looked just like them. You know how much confidence that would give our people? That's why they had to change it. That's why they had to change the image of Christ, because they couldn't allow us to know that stuff. We already powerful as it is. We don't even know. A lot of people don't even know their nationality, and they still fear our people. So imagine all of our people knowing. Imagine them have a big statue. You know how that statue in Brazil, they got a big statue of white Jesus. Imagine if they had a big statue in Brazil of a so-called black man being Christ. You know how much power that would give us? Our people seeing that. You feel what I'm saying? But they couldn't allow us to know that. So that's why we be like, color matters. The color of Christ does matter. It does. Especially when you just change the image like that. It does matter. Cause just imagine if you have a 5-year-old right here, and no, I'm gonna say a younger age. I'm gonna say if you have a 2-year-old. I'm gonna say you have a 2-year-old and you have a so-called black man on this side and a so-called white man on this side, and they make them choose and be like, go to your dad. Which one do you think your dad? He gonna go to the so-called black man because he look like him, right? Right. So that because he look like him, right? So that's why we saying that the image of Christ matters, because however he look is however his people look. You feel what I'm saying? So that's just my video breaking that down, because people be trying to be like, color don't matter of Christ, but it does matter, because with that image comes power. So that's just my video. I want to give all praise to the Most High, Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, and I say shalom.